The Mashantucket Pequot Museum and Research Center is a museum of Native American culture in Mashantucket, Connecticut, owned and operated by the Mashantucket Pequot Tribal Nation. The glass and steel building complex that houses the museum was designed by New York City architects Polshek and Partners. A 185 feet, 56 meters, observation tower allows visitors to enjoy the heartbreaking view of the area of the Mashantucket Pequot Reservation, the casino, and surrounding areas of southeastern Connecticut. The award-winning Pequot Museum, located in an ancient cedar forest, is the largest Native American museum in the world. It is organized to take you through a sequence of events. It's like a walk through history. You start by learning about the contemporary Mashantucket Pequot Tribal Nation. Photographs, artifacts, maps, and a topographical model of the reservation do much of the work. The museum reports having about 250,000 visitors each year. You can learn about the contemporary Mashantucket Pequot Tribal Nation through photographs, artifacts, maps, and a topographical model of the reservation. The first of the life-size exhibits is a walk through a realistic glacial crevasse. The sound of rushing water surrounds you. You can travel down into a glacier with dripping water, chilling air, and the sounds of an actual glacier, with its creaking ice and whistling winds. Touchscreen computer programs will illustrate the vast glacial ice our ancestors navigated. Learn more about the last ice age and its effects on the landscape. Native people across North America have different creation stories. 9 Native American artists provided contemporary works of art to visually represent their tribe's creation story. Complementing the artwork, an adjacent mini-theater shows storytellers relating parts of their own creation stories in their native languages. In the following hall, you'll witness a family participating in a caribou hunt 11,000 years ago. You'll discover giant animals like mastodons, giant beavers, and dire wolves that once roamed New England. Look into the eyes of life-size replicas of dire wolves, a mastodon, and a giant beaver, animals that inhabited this part of the continent more than 11,000 years ago. Lifelike hunters pursue caribou among streams and rock outcroppings in a scene from ancient life in a cold climate. The changing natural environment influenced native daily life 6,000 years ago. Visitors can view 4 dioramas reflecting each season and different time periods and learn how life was adapted to each. A 20-seat theater shows a video about prehistoric tools from the Northeast, their uses, and how they were made. One highlight is a 22,000 square feet, 2,000 square meters, walk-through recreation of a coastal Pequot village around the year 1550, shortly before the first contact with Europeans. The village is populated by 51 life-size figures of Pequot individuals engaged in activities such as building wigwams, sharpening arrows, and weaving mats. A 600 feet, 180 meters, photo mural of an oak hickory forest surrounds the village. You can observe daily life in a recreated 16th century Pequot village, pre- and post-European contact. Walk among the trees, wigwams, and people who are cooking, talking, weaving, and working. Hear natural sounds and smell the aromas of the woodlands and campfires. Take a walk through a wigwam, and watch as people fish and plant corn. It's the everyday village life of a time long past, and appealing to the entire family. All the figures were life cast from Native American people. The traditional clothing, ornamentations, and wigwams were made by native craftspeople. Individual audio tours are available for visitors. 2 adjacent galleries, Pequot Society and Daily Life, further explore social and political organization, language, and objects from the museum's collection. It is the top exhibit at the largest Native American museum in the world. The recreated 16th century Pequot village is like stepping back in time, right into a day in the life of the village some 450 years ago. The life-size exhibits of the village are so realistic, it's as if they've just been paused mid-action. With the arrival of the Europeans, life changed dramatically for Native people. These exhibits explore the complex relationships, changes, and conflicts that arose with the newcomers. This brutal conflict occurred from 1636 to 1637. The Pequot War pitted the Pequot tribe against a coalition of English colonists and their Native American allies. It was a dark period in history. The climax of the fighting happened on May 26, 1637. On that day, the English settlers and their Narragansett and Mohegan allies set the Pequot fort ablaze. Within an hour, 400 Pequot people perished, including an estimated 175 women and children. Soldiers formed a circle around the fort to shoot any survivors who escaped. The museum doesn't shy away from this grim chapter in history. It presents the Pequot War as it was, ensuring visitors understand the full scope of what transpired. In this area, visitors learn what life was like for Pequot tribal members living on and off the reservation from the late 1600s to the 1980s. Among the interactive exhibits, there's one that's particularly striking. It's a wooden house, split in two, half inside the museum, half outside. You'll also find displays that breathe life into the work of native artisans. The farmstead is about 2 acres in size and includes a vegetable garden, herb garden, orchard, a root cellar and a small outbuilding that may have been an animal pen. Surrounding the property are wild plants, shrubs and trees that provide a glimpse into this Pequot family's sources of food and useful materials for crafts and other lifestyle needs.
The entrance to the fort in Mashantucket was located near the middle of the fort's southern wall.
Also, highlights of this exhibit include a visit to the recreated 1940s home of tribal member Aunt Mat, displays that breathe life into the work of Native artisans, and a look at the Pequot community through the 1970s film, Bringing the People Home, which explains how the tribe rebuilt their nation and achieved federal recognition in 1983. The story continues in A Tribal Portrait, an exhibit of large black and white portraits of individual tribal members and families taken by Quagit photographer David Meehan. The museum is an ideal destination for families, even college students. It offers immersive and educational programs, workshops, and events for children. These are designed to enhance understanding of Native American heritage and culture with life-size exhibits, dramatic films, and touchscreen computer programs. It is an experience the entire family will never forget. I hope you liked my video. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you. See you soon.